Yes, we're still on to the gallery, and this time we're continuing with the tier 7 replay. So we're still in the mid tiers. We've already done the Razzes of the year, end of the year. We've done low tiers, we've done tier 6. Time to have a look at the aces of the week for tier 7 in the tier 7 gallery. Hello again everybody and welcome back to Fujit's Blitz, and now this is Aces of the Week, still on week 4, December 2018, mid-tiers, tier 7 only, and let's just jump straight into it. And first off, I've got a good friend of mine, BandAide, from the Clan Rifle, rolling out in the M6A2E1, the American tier 7 heavy premium tank, and he's on the Asian server. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm not a fan of this tank. I don't actually get on with it. Okay, my stats in it are not too bad, and I got a mastery and all that sort of jazz, but I just find it cumbersome, but not as cumbersome as its brother tank or sister tank, the tier 8 M6 A2E1 experimental, which I absolutely detest. Anyway, this is BandAide rolling out in this tier 7 premium. Now, a bit about this tank. It's got 1300 HP, it's on its standard AP, it's got DPM of 1872, penetration of 198, and it dishes out an average top damage of 310. Its reload time is just shy of 9 seconds, and it fires, wow, 6 rounds a minute. It has a pretty decent aim time, and it's got 10 degrees of gun depression, and it's pretty slow in your hard put to get it past 30 kilometers an hour. But its armor is quite trolly. Now, as you can see here, BandAide has already knocked out close to 1,000, and he's bounced 223, and he's capping a base. I mean, that poor old Jackson didn't have a hope in a house chance. Now, he's got some difficult tanks facing him. He's got a Tiger 1, he's got a KV-2, amongst other things. He's got a Dragon and a Comet. But probably the KV-2 and the Tiger 1 are the two biggest opponents for him. Although, to be fair, the M6 is pretty formidable as well in the right hands. But that doesn't stop BandAide from side-scraping his way here. Knowing where most of the other tanks are, well, you can see them all. There's an LTTB. That's not going to be much long for the game if he stays in that position. And the Comet's coming up as well. It's, as you see, it's got a pretty good amount of damage coming out of its gun. You're not setting the world on fire at this tier with this amount of damage, but it's not that bad. And but with the reload of 10 seconds, that's a killer. But anyway, he's got now 2,000 damage, and he's blocked 450. And that's one good thing about this tank. This tank's armor is really trolly. And if you do what BandAide does earlier, which you side scrape it, it's a pretty good side scraper for an American tank, I must admit. And it's good at blocking front on, especially from the likes of the Comet. So he's got a Comet in front. Oh, look, there's an LTTB. The LTTB's got a good gun, but he's not long for this world. He can just whap him out with that amazing gun on this tank. He's still got the Comet and the Tiger 1 in front of him. He's still trying to capture base B, but what's he going to do here? Well, he's just going to side scrape again and destroy a KV-2. Well, I mean, why not? I mean, everybody likes watching KV-2s disappear. So now he's taken 2 bases, he's taken 3 kills, and he's having a really good time in this tier 7 beastie. The Tiger 1, bless him, is not long for this world, and he's dispatched in short order. The Comet is still bouncing. I mean, that Comet must be absolutely fuming. And before you know it, the game is over with, well, less than 3.5 minutes. Half the game, half the time, and the game's done. What a fantastic roll. And that is a well-deserved mastery by BandAide. I mean, he took 2 bases, killed 3 tanks, and just rained havoc on the team. And as you can see there, he carried everybody with 3,000 damage. Spectacular. And I'd really like to thank BandAide of Rifle for sharing that clip with us. Next up, good friend of mine, LucasBlackWings, from my clan, FTC1, rolling out in the IS, the Russian Tier 7 Heavy, here on the EU server on one of my favourite maps, Normandy. Now this is a new map and people are still getting to grips with it, but trust me, it's a fantastic map if you know your way around it. But enough of the map, let's talk about the tank. Well, the IS is a really good tank. I like the IS. It's got 1,300 hit points on it, normal AP round. If you stick in the Tier 8 gun, which is the 122mm D25T, you'll knock out a DPM of 1,900. You have a penetration of 175. It's not the greatest, but your damage on a standard AP is 400, which is pretty spectacular. If you use your APCR, the Pramo, then obviously your penetration goes up to 217, with your damage decreasing to 340. And if you've got HE loaded, then your penetration is a good 61, which is pretty high for HE, and you'll knock out damage of 500. The rate of fire area, it's pretty slow. The reload time is just shy of 13 seconds, with a rate of fire of just under 5 rounds a minute. The aim time is also pretty trolly. It takes just over 3 seconds to aim, and its gun depression, being Russian, is truly pants at a mind-boggling 6 degrees. Weight, well, it's a heavy beastie, and it won't drive very fast. You'll get a top speed out of it of 34 kilometers an hour. But that's not the point of the IS. The point of the IS is doing exactly what LucasBlackWings is doing here, which is wasting tanks. I mean, it's got great Russian armor. It is trolly. You will bounce things off it. As you've seen here, LucasBlackWings has already dished out 1,200 damage and bounced a shed load in return. In fact, he hasn't had a scratch yet. He's saving his ammunition because the reload is so long. Not only that, the aim time is really bad because it's a Russian gunner behind the wheel with his probably usual supply of vodka. And, you know, they just don't want to spill that stuff. But you will see, if you can get the shots on, you will cause a shed load of damage. I mean, these are really high rolls at Tier 7, guys. This is why I love this tank. And those people who don't go out and play this tank, well, guys, you really should get out there more in it because, boy, it has the ability to tear up the battlefield. I find this tank a hell of a lot better than the IS-2, either the Chinese version or the 1945 version. And once you get to grips with it, you can have a lot of fun. I mean, look at this. I mean, that AV4 Sentinel is just he's not even a one-shot. He's, you know, blush at him the wrong way and he will go back to the garage, and he's back in the garage. So LucasBlackWings has only taken out one tank, but he's dished out 2,500 damage so far. He's got a Panther, a T-34-85 and a KV-3 left against it. It's 3 against 4. He's got in his team an extra cannon, which is always nice to have. And here comes the Panther, it's completely oblivious to the IS, and he gets almost a 400 roll for his troubles into his flank. In fact, none of them are concentrating the IS, which is surprising on the grounds that it's got such a long reload. Add those 3 tanks have all turned their noses towards LucasBlackWings and his IS, he would have been eliminated, to be perfectly honest with you. But, you know, victory favours the brave, and luck and everything favours the brave as well. And he's doing pretty well here. Now it's 2 against 2. And to be honest with you, they're not 2 formidable tanks. He's easily able to back away behind this cover, and nobody's really pushing him. And those tanks, turn of speed on those tanks is quite good. So, you know, I'm surprised they're not pushing him. They're allowing him to just eliminate them. Now he's done 4,443 damage. I mean, that is obscene in an IS at this level. Now he's just got the KV-3 to go. The KV-3 is going to pen him, but with his ability to roll over 400 into these tanks, it's no match really. I mean, the KV-3 is now a one-shot, where he himself is a 2-shot. He's just got to bide his time, and he does. Simple as that. There we go. 3 kills, 5,000 damage, bounces a shed load. You don't play the IS much better than that. I mean, obviously it's a well-deserved mastery. It's a massive amount of damage, and it's just a fantastic replay. And I'd like to thank LucasBlackWings at FTC1 for sharing that replay with us. Now, this is another friend of mine. Makrushu of the clan Mad, rolling out in, well, he likes his sort of fastish tanks. He's rolling out in the Comet, the British Tier 7 medium, again on the EU server. Now, a lot of people don't like the Comet. I actually love it. I think it's one of those quirky little British mediums. It's got an 8p of 1,200. It's got a fantastic view range. It's got 300 meters of view range, which is just brilliant. Its DPM is off the charts at 2,050 for a standard AP, 2,405 for the APCR, and 3,563 for the HE. Now, the penetration's not that great. It's 140 on the standard AP, 208 on the APCR. With damage on the standard AP at 160, which again isn't that great, and 135 on the APCR. Obviously all those change with the HE, with penetration of just a mere 20 and damage of 200. That's if you have the OQF 77mm gun Mark II loaded, however. Going down to its rate of fire, well, you'll get almost 18 rounds a minute out of this thing, which equates to a reload time of just over 3.5 seconds. The aim time is a nice 2 seconds, and the gun depression, being British, is a whopping 12%. Speed-wise, well, it's got low weight, so speed, it's 51.5 kilometers an hour. Now, as you can see here, Makrushu is using this tank how it should be used. He's using the gun depression to its maximum advantage. And that is what makes these British medium tanks, guys. Gun depression, gun depression, gun depression. Now, I can't overemphasize that enough. You've got to utilize the gun depression on these tanks because the armor is pretty pants, to be fair. Here he goes against an IS. Now, with his reload, he's got a good chance. The penetration, however, is pretty bad, as you will see. I mean, he's done 1,120 damage so far. He's not dishing out shed loads of damage. He's in a Comet. And, you know, what you lose in penetration and damage, you make up with the amount of shells that you can get out of the gun. Not only that, you also have the advantage with the gun depression, as you will see. I mean, if he keeps putting it onto these little bumps, then he's going to have fantastic shots that the other tanks won't be having on him. And now he's going to give this VK a really tough time. He's going to keep ploughing these shells just into the lower glacis plate of the VK, and the VK is going to go. It's as simple as that. So 2 kills, 2,600 damage so far. He's bounced 220. You don't bounce that much in a Comet, but if you hold down, you'll bounce things off its turret. Now it's 3 against 3. We've got a Sherman Firefly, a Tiger 1, and an M4, blah, 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 blah. I hate those tanks with the long, stupid numbers. There it is there. It's not an M4, it's an M6. It's the M6, what is it, E2, A3, or whatever it is. It does my head in, those stupid numbers. So he's giving that a hard time, and he takes the Firefly out for good measure. Now there's only one tank left. It's the Tiger 1. And where is he? I hadn't seen the Tiger 1 actually, but then again I haven't been concentrating on the tanks in the peripheral, so it's not surprising. I've been focusing more on Makrushu, what he's doing with this particular tank. Anyway, they're looking good here. They're in a good position. They're losing on cap points, but that's not a big problem because all they need is one of them to go and cap out on A, and you know, everything's good. Where is this Tiger 1? Oh, he's over there, and he's not AFK. But is he AFK? No, he's not AFK because his gun's just moved up and down. I have no idea what he's doing. He's going to allow Makrushu to basically circle of death in, which is interesting. Okay, he's being tracked for one, but look at the turn speed this poor Tiger 1 has, and now he's firing it. Who knows what? Gets a great engine fire into the lower glacis plate. This will be kill number 4 without a doubt. And oh no, he bounces. Is the Star O'Meal going to get him before Makrushu does? No, Makrushu gets him in his Comet. What a fantastic game! Just shy of 5,000 damage. Sorry, just over 4,000 damage. 4,121. Well deserved mastery and a load of kills. I mean, I'd like to thank Makrushu of Mad for sharing that replay with us. And I'm sure you agree, all the replays in this mid-tier, tier 7, have been pretty spectacular. So a big thanks goes out to BandAide of Rifle, LucasBlackWings of FTC1, and Makrushu of Mad for supplying their replays, all of which were pretty spectacular and thoroughly deserve their masteries. And I say this every time, guys, if you've got some good gameplays, masteries, whatever, please send them across to fujitsblitz@gmail.com. Always want to see your replays. And while you're at it, please comment below, like if you can, and please subscribe, because the more subscribers I get, the better things that can come out of all of this, and it costs you nothing. So, until the next time, I will say, stay safe out there, have fun on the battlefield, and happy tanking, because that's what it's all about, fun and happiness. Hey, I've been Fujit and you've been great. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and I'd love if you would press subscribe. Who knows, we can do some more. By all means, drop me comments, tell me what can be improved, and tell me what you'd like to see. I really love to know. Anyway, until the next time, guys, happy tanking.